Well, we're doing it again, huh? Another gross Thursday night football game. Ooh,
Barfing.
welcome in to the PHNX Daily Bet Show, brought to you by the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, and leave us a 5-star review. I'm Shane Diefenbach, joined as always by a sad Johnny Venerable.
Get the pencil out.
And Bears. Johnny,
Get
what's
the
up?
Tums out. We're all going to be force-fed this together, and the best way, and I'm being serious when I say this, to get through a game like this, you just gamble your way through. You're going to gamble on the Commanders. You're going to dabble on the Chicago Bears, and we're all going to be better for it because at the end of the day, the money is still the same. The profit that you get via DraftKings is the same, no matter it's Chiefs, Bills. God, what do you think that conversation was like with old Jeff Bezos at Amazon? It's like, hey, I would love to get on Thursday Night Football a little bit of Patrick Mahomes action. No. Let me sell you on this, Jeff. How about Dan Snyder's fraudulent team with the Chicago Bears who are giving up almost a sack per 6 dropbacks? Is that doing your fancy? This is peak Thursday Night Football. It's what Thursday Night Football was made for, and I'm absolutely here for it.
Yeah, I'm fired up. The reason why I was looking at my Apple Watch this today, 13 years ago, obviously the Thursday Night Football game last week was bad. 13 years ago today, we got Bills and Browns, a 6-3 final. So let's hope we don't get that tonight. I guess the under hit in that game. Oh my God, that would have been bad. But tonight we get Carson Wentz and Justin Fields. We get an offensive line for the Commanders that, is bad, but has been improving. Carson Wentz running into a lot of sacks. Defensive line of the Bears, not good at all.
Nope.
Mr. Brian Robinson will probably get more carries tonight, but we will see on that. A lot of props to look for, a lot of weird things in the over-under. Johnny, I know you got like a parlay kind of cooking up tonight. And I just want to ask, are you going to use the stepped-up same-game parlay feature for it?
I am. I've already flipped that bitch on, and I'm ready to rock and roll on DraftKings. It's my favorite thing because, at the end of the day, I'm trying to make out. I'm trying to make out like a bandit. Last weekend did not go well for me. And so I said, what are some sure things for tonight? And I flip that switch on DraftKings and I go to work. I go to work for you, America, and PHNX to try to win you money.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about my parlay. I've gone back and forth in the grand scheme of things, Shano, with my pick for this game. I do not feel good about it, but I'm going to bet on it. But I want Justin Fields to succeed. I like him as a player and as a person. I think he's a great ambassador for the city of Chicago and Midwestern football. He's been done a disservice, and I can't watch it anymore. It's horrendous to the eyes.
Yeah, this is a SUN kind of night, a small unit night. It feels like I'm not confident either way. But you can always be confident you're betting on the best platform when you download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use that promo code PHNX. New customers can bet just $5 on any NFL team. Yeah, just bet $5 on either team to win tonight. Get $200 in free bets if the team that you bet on does win. And as we were talking about, the stepped-up same-game parlay feature is fantastic. You can combine multiple legs. The more legs you add, the bigger the payout. You can get up to 100% profit boost every single game day in the NFL, Thursday night or not. If you want to just do it on Sunday, that's fine. You can throw a couple coin at the game tonight, maybe some Carson Wentz overs and some Justin Fields unders. Who knows what's in store for you on the DraftKings Sportsbook app? And to make things even sweeter, you can do that once per game day, all season long. So it's simple. Download it today. Use that promo code PHNX. That's promo code PHNX this week at the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See those show notes for details. There needs to be a minimum age restriction on tonight's game because I feel like it's going to be vile.
NC-17. Remember that old rating? That was a thing, right?
Johnny, let's get into our picks. We'll just go with your picks and props first. We'll go with your picks. What are you looking at tonight?
Good hell. I think the Commanders are going to win. I'm not super confident. All I know is that you've got Ron Rivera calling out Carson Wentz indirectly. William Jackson, their best corner, is demanding the trade, but I am banking on the fact that the Commanders' defensive front is so good and the Bears' offensive line and their offense in general is so bad. I think we're going to get defensive touchdowns from the Commanders tonight. I think it's going to be difficult for the Bears to move the ball. And here's what I'll say about Carson Wentz. He makes terrible plays here and there, but they are putting up some points. And then I don't think the Bears are going to score over 20 points. Last week, it was just a gross display in the first half against the Vikings. I had a lot of money. I'd put the last remaining faith of the Bears in the Vikings game last week. They let me down. I'm not going to be fooled again, even though I've lost on betting on the Commanders all season long. So I have to pick a team. I'm picking the Commanders because if I say to myself, Shano, what's the best unit between these both teams? It's the Commanders front, easily. And then there's a bunch of garbage in the middle. And then we go down to the graveyard with, everything offensive line with both these teams. I say they have an elite unit. Their front seven has SEC first-round caliber players up and down. Montez Sweat, Deron Payne, Jonathan Abraham, or Jonathan, I can't remember his last name. They're fantastic, right? Alabama, Mississippi State, South Carolina. That's an elite unit. There's no other elite units in this game. I'm not sure there's any other good units in this game. Maybe the Bears backfield. So I'm taking the one good quality from both these teams, and I'm banking on that to be the difference in the game.
Yeah, I think the Bears don't have anybody on the injury report. I think maybe N'Keal Harry is not going to play, but Jalen Johnson looks like he's going to play. So that's huge for them. In terms of the Commanders, it's
Jonathan Allen is who I was thinking of.
Jonathan Allen, old man. It is a little weird because Jahan Dotson not playing, Logan Thomas not playing. Do you think that affects the offense enough to make a difference in the passing game for Carson Wentz?
I almost think it's better in a weird way because it's going to force Ron Rivera to run their running backs who are very capable 40 plus times in the game. And I think when you look at Tennessee and Dallas, the last two matchups for this Washington team, I think that they are very tough to run against. I know you can run on the Bears. Like Roquan Smith did not look good last week. Dalvin Cook cooked them alive. I think we're going to get some ugly, sloppy runs and a couple touchdowns. Maybe Brian Robinson gets his first career touchdown. I still have Scary Terry on third down if I need him, if he's able to get open. Everybody gets open against this Bears secondary. You see what Justin Jefferson did, almost had 200 yards in the first half last week. So I think there are plays to be had with Carson Wentz, even a quarterback, for Washington to score, I don't know, 21, 24 points. And I think the Bears are going to score like 10 points.
Yeah, I don't know. Unders have been hitting at a crazy rate this year.
It's not fun. We don't root for unders.
Yeah, and it's a lot. I've talked about this in the fantasy football show. It's a lot because of the deep. Everyone's playing too high and teams aren't taking what's underneath. I think they'll end up figuring out. Don't think they figure it out in this game. I'm taking the under in this game. These are my picks. I also like the Commanders to cover -1, but I'm taking the under at 38 points. Look, this is just such a gross game, and I'm offended that this is a Thursday night football game. And so I'm rooting for bad football. Honestly, last week sucked, but I kind of had fun. I'm a little sicko.
I did too. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, when it comes to these games, I think I'm going to be a sicko tonight when, Montez Sweat drops Justin Fields for the 5th time in one game. And Justin Fields, completes 4 passes beyond the line of scrimmage. I'm not excited to watch this game, but I'm going to have fun watching it. I just feel, I feel it. I don't know. I'm not super confident in this game. I'm not going to throw a bunch of money on it. But if I had to pick a side, which I do because it's Thursday night football, I'm going to take the Commanders every single time.
I'm with you. The Bears, to me, there was a reason we went into the season and we said the Bears are one of the worst teams in the NFL because the roster is terrible. The Commanders, we all laugh at Wentz, and he's a big joke. But they need, and it's coincidental, they used to have him. They need an Alex Smith architect type that's not going to turn the ball over, that's going to keep sustained drives, that's going to help them convert points. They need a game manager. And they went with Carson Wentz, who's just a roller coaster of a player that nobody likes. I don't think this Commanders team is too far away, but I think they're going to blow it up anyway. I think Ron Rivera is getting fired. Wentz's football career could be done after this year. Same with Baker Mayfield.
He's playing a little bit better.
Did you see that interception on the 1-yard line that cost them the game last week? It's just he teases you because you want to buy in. You start to maybe think, "Oh, this is working out for me."
He's talented.
Yeah, he's a terrible human being.
Terrible human being.
He's one of the worst people I've heard in NFL locker rooms. Just not a good person.
Oh, really?
People hate him. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm not super confident in the spread, but I really like these props, and I'm not just saying that.
I like mine too.
You can get Carson Wentz to throw 2 touchdown passes at plus money tonight. Plus 135 on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. I think that's a lock. Genuinely, I really like this pick. I know. But I like it. And then Curtis Samuel over 4.5 receptions. This is a lock. This is an absolute lock.
No Dotson out.
What?
especially with Dotson out.
Yeah, no Jahad Dotson, no Logan Thomas. I think he's the only target tonight. He's an underrated receiver.
Scary Terry.
Yeah, Scary Terry's kind of disappeared a little bit. So yeah, give me Curtis Samuel over 4.5 receptions on the DraftKings Sports. We got Johnny. What is the second or the last two legs to your parlay tonight?
Can I just tell you real quick? The Commanders have not eclipsed 20 points of their last 3 games. Just putting that out there. 8, 10, and 17. So I don't think Carson Wentz is going to have trouble moving the ball. And so I'm with you from a passing standpoint. I think he gets over 200 yards passing, 194.5 to be exact. Justin Fields, I thought he turned a quarter a little bit throwing the football last week, but I don't think it continues because I like the front seven for Washington more than Minnesota. And I think the Bears just inadvertently play better in the division outside of Green Bay. This is not a game that's going to set him up for success. I think we could see some runs, but I also I don't root for injuries. Would it surprise me if Justin Fields got knocked out of this game for a little bit? It would not surprise me. It's such a mismatch. The Washington football team has one of the best run defenses in all of football, and they're going to tee off. He's going to be in positions where it's 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9, 3rd and 7, and he's going to have to do 5 to 7 step dropbacks, and he is going to get lit up. And I don't even want to watch it, but it's going to happen. Those pass rushers for Washington are insanely underrated.
Let me ask you this: were you high on Justin Fields coming out of Ohio State?
Yeah, I thought he was the second best quarterback behind Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, so was I, and so was a lot of America. Do you know why he's been struggling so much passing the ball this year? Aside from his receivers, they changed his passing mechanics.
I did not know that.
So they shortened his throw a little bit, and that's why I think because he wasn't super inaccurate last year. This year he's been wildly inaccurate. I think they're trying to Josh out. I think they're trying to Josh Allen him, and it's not working. Johnny, go ahead.
He's not built like Josh Allen, and he was a refined thrower at Ohio State. Josh Allen couldn't complete passes against, Panera Bread. It's not the same thing at all. It's a blueprint. Somebody's going to write a book on how to screw up a young quarterback with immense promise and talent. And we're going to look back, I think, maybe. But our quarterback's fine. Kyler Murray, God bless him. All the quarterbacks are going to bust outside of Trevor Lawrence. That's what it's looking like right now. And I think this is the one instance, because I'm not buying Zach Wilson. You know how I feel about Trey Lance. That's a disaster. Yep. Justin Fields on the Niners, and I heard Kyle Shanahan did not like Justin Fields. Maybe he rubbed him the wrong way. Justin Fields on the Niners, they're a Super Bowl contender. They might be already, but that's a dynasty in the making. I strongly feel that way. His presence in the pocket, we saw it with David Carr. I just feel like you get beat so much early in your career, you don't recover from that. And I think we're going to genuinely be able to say the potential with Justin Fields, it'll never, the maturation process will get screwed up because the Bears ruined him. This is 100% one of those situations where they hired a defensive coach, right? They added no significant offensive pieces. They are on a rookie contract, and yet they're paying big time money to Nick Foles to go play elsewhere. You're supposed to go, it's second year. You know what the Cardinals were doing for all their problems? They were trading for DeAndre Hopkins, right? They're adding pieces, Christian Kirk in the draft, and they tried to add a bunch of receivers. The Bears are here's some tight ends and some trash. Go be competitive. And poor guys, it's never going to work, at least in Chicago. And I know we got our friends at CHGO. They'll probably be blunt with you too. Justin Fields is the best thing they have going for that organization right now.
Let's talk about the other quarterback before we get out of here. Carson Wentz a little bit more. This is a stat that blew me away this morning when I found it. And this is why I really like the over 1.5 touchdown passes. Can you guess Carson Wentz's record on Thursday Night Football?
I think he's undefeated. I think I saw this.
He's 6-0.
Oh my God.
He's thrown 15 touchdowns and 2 interceptions.
So gross.
107.4 passer rating. About 240 yards a game. Does that continue tonight?
Well, yeah, because I'm picking them to win. It damn well better. I'm trying to make some money. I hate him as a person. He's not a good guy, but he's got red hair. We'll see what happens. Here's why I am a little bit concerned, is that when your coach calls you out for shitty quarterback play, and that's the reason they're not winning, who's the backup to Carson Wentz? Could he get benched at some point today? Could we see the backup?
He's also, as Aaron mentioned in the chat, not 100% tonight. So.
That's my only concern for our props is they could still win this game with a backup.
Yep. Yeah. Well, Johnny, it's always a pleasure to do this show with you, especially on Thursdays.
That's nice.
Every Monday through Friday, we're live here on the PHNX Sports YouTube channel at noon. Tomorrow, our Friday show, Football Friday, baby, talking about everything Sunday and beyond. Make sure to join us for that. at noon right here on the PHNX Sports YouTube channel. But until then, you can follow me on Twitter at Shane Deef. You can follow Johnny on Twitter at Johnny Venerable. Follow the show on Twitter at PHNX_bets. Follow PHNX_sports across all socials, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Go to PHNXlocker.com if you want some good merch. Go PHNX if you want some good content. But until then, we'll see you tomorrow. Peace, love, and why are we betting on Carson Wentz?
Please get